Oh, I know Bill well all my life, now.
He was a daddy, a brother, and a friend. And I could never have asked for anybody that taught me as much as I know and as kind as he was to do it. And all I can say is that Bill Ballard was one of the greatest persons that I've ever
Bill
known.
had a reputation for being an honest, straightforward person, too.
He sure did. Well, the first time I ever met Bill Ballard, I was shining shoes in the barbershop in Smith's store. And him and Mr. Lee, his dad-in-law, came down there and bought the barbershop from Rich Slade. He was an old-time barber, and that's the first time I ever seen Bill. And I kept shining shoes to him till I got up big enough to get another job. And Bill went in the Navy.
You really don't know where to start talking about Mr. Ballard. He was a barber. Not only was he a barber, he was a deacon at Unity Baptist Church, a good Christian man, finest one of the finest men you ever want to meet. I always said that as far as his Christianity was, I wanted to be like him or Shorty Roberts. It was two of the best Christian men I ever met at Unity.
And later on, I went in the Navy. We both got out just about a year's different time, and I went up and talked to Bill, and I told him, I said, Bill, if I go to barber school, will you give me a job? He said, yes. I went on into barber school, and I came back out, and it was in November, and I went to work with Bill down there in that corner in Smith's old store. And one day we were sitting in there and Bill says, I'm gonna go up the street here and buy this brick building up here for sale. And he says, we'll put the barbershop up there. So he went up there and he bought it. Well, Bill and I went up there and half of it was dirt floors on the inside and the other side was this brick. And then Bill worked at night crazy like nobody's business, cutting out dirt, putting it in. He had a man to come up there and put cement in the floor. And we called the state board. They come up there and the state board, Roberts at that time built barber cabinets. So they built some cabinets and everything. He got them in there and inspected the barber shop. And that's when me and Bill opened up that. And a few months later, he built his house right beside of it.
He always loved his customers. If they were sick or something, he'd go to hospitals and cut their hair or shave them. He'd go to their homes and cut their hair and shave them if they needed to, even children. I remember two little boys especially that lived in Belmont. They had some kind of disease and they couldn't walk, so Dad would always go up there and do theirs when they needed a haircut. On his day off that he wasn't working, he took that day to go help the sick and take care of them.
I visit Bill pretty often, and a lot of things about Bill that I can always say was truthful and honest, and one of the best fellows and friends I ever had. He taught me how to drive a car. I've done in the Navy and out, and didn't have no car. Bill says, I got an old 40 Ford out there, so I'm gonna learn you how to drive it, and I'll go with you to get your license. So we come uptown here, and I think the license costed $1 then. And so Bill let me borrow his old Ford anytime I wanted it. And I have always missed Bill, and I've always thought a lot of Bill. And he was a daddy, a brother, and a friend. And I could never have asked for anybody that taught me as much as I know and as kind as he was to do it. And all I can say is that Bill Ballard was one of the greatest persons that I've ever known to work with. He was the best.
And Bill was the best. And Go out there in the barbershop and listen to men talk. They'd be talking, I mean, men talk more than women do when they go to the beauty shop. Mr. Bill always be a good listener. He always listens. And he never had anything negative to say about anybody or anything. That's what impressed me the most about him. Somebody'd bring up something and have something negative to say, and he'd try to find something good to say about him while they were being negative about this person. That impressed me too. The council, I forgot how many years, 8 years I believe. And he did what was best for the citizens of Belmont, all the citizens, not just the rich and famous, but he represented everybody. And I always look forward to seeing him on Sunday morning. You go into church and look on the, go in Unity and start down the aisle, look on the left-hand side, you'd see him and his wife sitting over in the same spot every Sunday. Never fail. I kind of hope, you know, my legacy will be just about like his, that I was good and fair to everybody, because he was. I always had time to talk to you. Like I said before, he was always a good listener. And I never seen him hurry anybody in their conversation or hurry anybody out of the barbershop. I imagine he had some people he'd like to hurry it out, but he didn't do it. I know he wasn't perfect, but he was close to it. I appreciated him then, I appreciate him now. As a gathering point for the East End, the barbershop was. I was thinking the other day, I can't remember if Red Joy went down there or not, but if Red Joy went down there and Mr. Bill cut his hair, and he put up with Red, he's a saint. Red's a good fellow, he just cuts up a lot.
Oh, I know Bill well all my life, now. He come from Belmont down there, and that we used to go from the mill down there, get our hair cut, and what one got cut, the other go after him and get his hair cut like that.
Well, Bill was a friend, and I'll never forget him as long as I live.